Okay, we did mean, median, and mode last week. I showed you how to do it with tables, but there's a tricky one. When the data is grouped, the data is grouped into class intervals. The problem is we lose information. So we had a lesson last week where we put data into little groups like this. Distance between 50 and 100. Distance between 100 and 150. Are you going to stop? Let me do my thing. Because I don't hassle you when you're doing your thing during the lesson. Do I know the exact numbers here? Yes or no? What's the only thing that I know? That there was... How many distances were there between 50 and 100? 10. That's all I know. I don't know what the actual distances were. How many distances were there between 100 and 150? Do I know what the actual distances were? It's disappeared. You're still going with this. This is evidence. Huh? That's disrespectful. I'm just trying to teach you. And you know what? I'm still getting paid. I'll just roast you for a minute, and that's $1. $1 a minute. Yeah, it's about that. $60 an hour. Is that helping you any? Like, because these people are here to learn. I know. It's up to you. I'm showing you. Good. Can you see how data's lost? I don't know. I just know that there was 10 distances. You can't help yourself, can you? Can you stop or I'll send you to timeout? I don't like doing that. You going to learn anything in timeout? No. There was 10 distances between 50 and 100. I lost data. So how do you deal with this? These are the steps. So you get the steps down. Use the midpoint of the class intervals to represent the interval. That's step 1. Step 2, you make a product column. And then step 3, you can have that there. I'll give you a few minutes to get that chunk there. The 3 steps. Then we'll do an example together. Then we'll talk about starting to have some ideas about your assignment. You don't have a test in this topic. You have an assignment and you'll test each other for data. I don't mind if your questions are a bit topical. You know, have a book. Sorry? So you're using a list? You boys too. What? Just. Do you have anything to add to this? No. Okay. Just wait until after. I don't hassle you while you're practicing. So steps again. Use the midpoint. Make a product column. What does product mean? Timesing, multiplication. Yes, sir. So you do the product of midpoint and frequency, and then step 3, the products let you estimate the average. You're not going to find the real average. Why aren't you going to find the real average? I don't know what the numbers are. They're all hidden. For Friday, I got our class a set of basketballs, so you don't use Mr. Bowles, okay? We have the camo basketballs. What? Oh, you get it, there's nothing. We got our class set of balls. So we use the balls in the camo, okay? I'll zoom out so I can start showing how this works because I know you do want to talk. I think it's fair to ask you to be quiet while I'm trying to teach, yeah? What would the midpoint of 50 and 100 be? What's the number exactly in the middle of that?
75.
Good. So step 1, use the midpoint. So we're going to go 75 according to our student there. What is exactly halfway between 100 and 150? 125. Exactly halfway between 150 and 200? 175. See how we're getting the midpoints. And then 200 and 250. 225. Step 2, product column. So you add to this product. Underline, add table. It doesn't need to be neat. What is the product of 75 and 10? 75 times 10 is going to be 750. I don't know my 15 times tables, so the next one is going to be 125 times 15. 1875. 175 times 16. 2800. And last one, 225 times by 9. 2025. Why is that helpful? Because we can find the mean using this information. What could I add up here to tell me how many bits of data there are? How many bits of data were there between 50 and 100? 10. How many bits of data were there between 100 and 150? 15. So what could I do with that column there to tell me how many bits of data were there overall? Any idea? If I've got 10 things, 15 things, 16 things, 9 things, what would the total be? Add them up, yeah. 10 plus 15 plus 16 plus 9. There are 50 bits of data. What was the point of the product column? Because that would be like the sum of all the data when you're averaging it out. So 750 plus 1875 plus 2800 plus 2025, 7450. So what was the average of something? What was the mean? Mean equals sum of all divided by number of data. In my estimation, what is the sum of all? 7450. How many bits of data were there according to this? There was 50. So 7450 divided by 50 is 149. See how that sort of makes sense that the average would be around 149, because where is most of the data? It's between 100 and 150. This is like the middle of all the bits of data. Okay? That's all I wanted to show you today. You've only got 3 questions here. Now before I get on with it, I'm noticing more laziness coming up with people not doing the practice. I'm allowed as a teacher legally to ask you to do something reasonable work. Asking you to do 3 questions in 50 minutes, I think is reasonable. Okay? It hasn't come to a situation where people are going to whinge about, oh, you didn't teach me this. I can show you what I've taught you. You just didn't practice it. This desk is doing the practice. I'm happy with that. You guys mostly, fine. This one, up and down. Some of you on here. This is the main one that I'm roasting. You tell me you're going to do it for homework. Did you?
No.
Who are you fooling other than yourself? Huh? You guys, you started off really well, but in recent times you told me you were going to do the practice later and you wanted to play games and stuff. I'm not allowed to point out people. I'm just saying in this general area. You reckon I'm roasting these guys? There's no chance, okay? So, your homework today is question 1, 3 and 5 of 13C2. Also, you're going to do an assignment on this topic. You're going to get data from other people in this class. You could start thinking of a question you could ask and answer about classmates using this website called Human Benchmark. I'll open it quickly now. You've got reaction time tests, maybe people that are into sport. Do you think sports people might have better reaction times than non-sports people? Test it. Show me. That's just what you think, but we need to prove it. Maybe don't do the chimp test because that would offend people. Right? But you could do aim trainer. Maybe gamers are better with mouse aim than non-gamers. Up to you. It's your question. Okay, so the actual learning in this task is kind of dry. Why? Because it's leading up to you testing each other about certain things. It's an open-ended question that you could do. Okay.